Hello and welcome to a new episode of Flags and Foods. I am Mr. Flag and I'm excited to take you through a journey of flags and foods. As you may have seen in our last episode, Flags and Foods is a unique concept where we introduce the sights and sounds of a country we have traveled to and cook the food of that particular country, a signature dish in fact, so that you can enjoy the same culinary experience from the comforts of your own home. So we welcome all avid travelers and passionate foodies to our show. Let's say hello to our chefs and other half of the Flags and Foods team, Mr. and Mrs. Food.
Hola!
Hola! Hola, as you're all aware, hola is hello in Spanish. But there are about 20 countries which have Spanish as official language. So let's see which of these countries is the one for today. I will introduce the country through three quirky facts. Let's see if our viewers can guess the country. 1. The country is the birthplace of potato and is home to over 3,000 varieties of the same. Number 2. The two most popular drink of the country are Inca Cola, which is an extremely sweet and bright yellow colored soda, and Pisco Sour, which is a cocktail drink made out of grape brandy. And the third clue, well, what was it? Oh, it's right here. It's a special one. This is a traditional cap worn in the country and it is called as chilo. Viewers, the country is Peru, land of the Incas and a historical and cultural gem. I visited Peru in 2015.
Peru is a mega-diverse country in South America with 90 different microclimates. The travel landscape of Peru varies from its highly inhabited Pacific coast, which is also home to its capital Lima, as well as the more exotic regions constituting the snow-capped peaks of the Andes to the jungles of Amazon. Peru was home to several ancient cultures, the most famous of them being the Inca Empire from 1438 to 1533. Peru, top 5 places to visit. 1. Machu Picchu and the Inca Trail. This UNESCO World Heritage listed site is the masterpiece and crown jewel of the Incas. The iconic and adventurous way to reach Machu Picchu is through one of the most famous hikes in the world, known as the Inca Trail, a 4-day trek high into the Andean mountains over spectacular landscape and passing through several sacred Inca ruins. 2. Lake Titicaca. Located at the border of Peru and Bolivia, Lake Titicaca at an elevation of 3,820 meters above sea level is the highest navigable lake in the world. A boat trip to the Uros floating islands inhabited by Uros Indians is one of the highlights of Lake Titicaca. 3. Colca Canyon. If you thought Grand Canyon was amazing, how about a canyon twice as deep as a Grand Canyon? The Colca Canyon is the second deepest canyon in the world at 3,400 meters, and what makes it special, apart from the stunning views, is spotting the giant Andean condors as they soar past the cliff walls. 4. Nazca Lines. Another UNESCO World Heritage Site, the mysterious and awe-inspiring Nazca Lines can only be spotted from the air, and it includes 70 different plant and animal drawings, as well as hundreds of lines and other geometrical shapes, some stretching as long as 10 kilometers. The lines are the product of the Paracas and Nazca culture sometime between 900 BC and AD 600. 5. Vinicunca. Vinicunca, also known as the Rainbow Mountain, was discovered relatively recently in 2015 when the snow covering it melted, revealing the mountain beneath in exquisite shades of gold, lavender, red and turquoise, and it has become a travel magnet since its discovery.
So today we are cooking.
We? You mean I am cooking?
You mean you don't want to cook today?
No, I as in me, not you.
Okay. So what are we cooking today?
What do you mean we? I am cooking.
Okay. We all know that you do the cooking. Now can I introduce the dish to our viewers?
Okay, whatever.
So today we are making Lomo Saltado. This is one of the most loved Peruvian dishes. It is part of the chifa cuisine. Chifa was basically introduced by Chinese immigrants who came into Peru in the 19th century. It is a mix of Peruvian cuisine as well as Cantonese Chinese cuisine. We will see later on when we look at the ingredients that Lomo Saltado is a good mix of classic Peruvian ingredients such as ají amarillo as well as ingredients that you will typically find in Chinese cuisine such as soy sauce, spring onions, etc. So, without further ado, let's see what we need for the dish today. We are using beef tenderloin strips. Of course, we are going to cut into strips at the time of cooking. We are using Brazilian beef to get as close to the Peruvian experience as possible. Moving on, we are using 2 cloves of garlic, 3/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1 red onion cut in wedges, 1 spring onion cut in strips, 1 red pepper cut in strips and de-seeded, 2 medium tomatoes cut in wedges and de-seeded, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of vinegar and 1 tablespoon of ají amarillo paste. This is a special paste which is used in Peruvian cooking. It is, as the name suggests, made out of the ají amarillo pepper, which is basically a yellow hot pepper. And just to give you an idea, this is 10 times more hotter than your average jalapeno pepper. We have French fries from the store, which will be used in the cooking process, parsley for garnishing, salt and pepper to taste, and finally some vegetable oil.
Before you start cooking, make sure all the vegetables are chopped and the French fries are prepared and placed near the stove along with the other ingredients, as these need to be added in quickly and cooked on high flame. Season the tenderloin strips with garlic, cumin, salt and pepper and let all the flavors marinate. Heat up a wok to a high flame or high heat. Pour oil, add the meat strips to a sizzle and cook till brown for about 2 minutes. And if you have a high wok flame, you will get that authentic stir fry taste. You can remove and keep aside once done. Into the juices in the same wok, add onion, spring onion and red pepper. Stir and shake the wok back and forth for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then add the salt and pepper. Return the beef and juices to the wok and mix. Now add the tomatoes and toss to combine. Before adding to the wok, we need to combine the vinegar, soy sauce and the ají amarillo paste. Ají amarillo paste is made from yellow chili peppers that are native to Peru. So finding this can be a bit tricky. A good substitute is to use habanero peppers, but it's a bit hotter than the ají amarillo. Add the parsley. And finally add the French fries and mix well for a combo of juicy and crunchy. Plate the Lomo Saltado with rice and garnish with spring onion and parsley.
Hello, Junior Food.
Hola, Mr. Flag.
¿Cómo estás, Junior Food?
Muy bien, Mr. Flag.
¿Sabes por qué estamos hablando en español hoy?
Porque la comida de hoy es peruana.
See? Now let's switch back to English for our viewers.
Okay.
Are you ready to taste the food?
Yes, of course.
But you know, as usual, we have 2 trivia questions you have to answer.
Okay, ask me.
Okay, let's see. Name 2 animals found in Peru.
Llama and alpaca.
That's right. I heard you're a fan of Tintin.
Yes, of course. I love him. He's so cool.
That's nice. So let me ask you a question related to Tintin. In which book of Tintin is Peru a setting?
Yeah, I think it was Prisoners of the Sun.
That's right, Junior Food.
Thank you.
Now let's have the food. Buen provecho.
Meaning bon appetit.
Now for the verdict. As you remember, the last time we did the show, we had 3 hand signals for a verdict. It is this.
Okay.
And verdict.
This is incredibly amazing.
Wow, Junior Food, that's awesome. Looks like Junior Food has given us a totally new level today, for which we will have to design a new hand gesture. Anyways, my personal opinion of the food, it is as close to a Peruvian experience that you can get, especially the taste of the ají amarillo. It really stands out, which makes this particular dish very distinctive. Muchos gracias, viewers, for tuning into this episode of Flags and Foods. If you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to press the bell icon.
We will be back next week with another signature dish from another stunning country. Happy cooking and keep your travel dreams alive. Thanks viewers for staying till the end. As in the previous episode, I wanted to relate one very memorable incident which I had in Peru. So anyone who has traveled to Peru would vouch for the fact that, especially when they travel to the Andean side of Peru, one thing which really hits them hard: altitude sickness. That's like, let's see, Thor banging my head with a hammer. That's how I would describe it lightly. So the cure for altitude sickness, as recommended by all of the locals, is to have either coca tea or coca candies or coca leaves. Now, I'm not talking about cocoa here. It's not chocolate. It's coca. Coca as such is a harmless plant. However, it can be used to make an extremely dangerous substance, the name of which I will reserve for now. But for altitude sickness, coca tea is the perfect cure. And like all other travelers, I also brought coca tea and coca candies and put it in my bag. So after a while, my altitude sickness was all fine and I completely forgot about it. So towards the end of the trip, when I was planning my return flight, I was just randomly checking my bag, and suddenly I came across all the coca tea and coca candies. Now, it's a very gray area about these things. Some countries allow it, some countries do not allow it. In Peru, it was perfectly fine. So I was very lucky, in fact, that I managed to find these in the last moment. Otherwise, I do not know what would have happened in the airport and airport customs and security. So when I think about Peru, this one incident sort of gives me small shrills. But anyway, this is something which I always remember about Peru. So until next time, goodbye.